Hello, R2 community, and what an April Fool's Day it has been. Well, it happened. It seems that the end of Q1 has arrived, and we finally got the white paper. Kind of. First, I feel it is important to set the scene. On my side of the world, many of us were burning the midnight oil. There is the usual suspects in the chat, and excitement is at an all-time high. Everything is on fire in the marketplace, and the price is rising. The floor for droids hit the low 90 cents. Everyone is plotting on trying to get the new radioactive, gold, and platinum skin that's about to be released. Streams hit the airwaves from Tech Ops and Mr. Green, Randy Chavez and Arya, and the Knights of Malta, all after hitting their socials. Discord was moving so fast, you couldn't keep up. So first, we got the countdown that we all love to see. You know the one. It was time for the new skin to be revealed. What could it be? Maybe a new knight to add to the collection? Well, we saw the countdown end, and people were salivating to get those 250 limited edition releases. To say that it wasn't what the community expected was putting it lightly. Enter the white paper tea. Okay, so I will admit they were not what we expected, but then I realized that what we have here was a gift. Let me explain. A 250 limited edition collectible for only 10 USD. When you think about it, that is probably the best price you will ever pay for such a scarce collectible. So then the white paper was released, and to say the community is mixed is putting it mildly. This is R2 in the know, and let's get into it. So Shane said that originally the white paper was several hundred pages long, and he was forced to basically cut it down and give us the cliff notes. Well, we waited patiently for the 30-minute mark after the video as advertised, and then we waited a little more, and then even a little bit more. Shane, wanting to be a man of his word, eventually just released the PDF via Discord as the automation on the site was taking too long. Probably from the sheer amount of transactions happening while people were buying Essence up like crazy in the markets. So, the white paper. As we know, white papers are typically not designed for the core group of investors, but instead to attract new money to the project. So of course, it has all the stuff, but we already know down to the core, the stuff that's been the same since we've been here for 3-4 years. Examples are things like what is R2, use tools like AR and VR, player owned, etc, etc. Well, the community really only had one thing on its mind, and you can take a guess at what that was. You guessed right, they wanted to know about the tokenomics. So being objective is something we thrive on in my circle of friends. That is why we must look at this for both the good parts and the maybe questionable ones as well. So first and most impactful is that we believe we were originally dealing with a 5 billion token total supply, when in reality it is actually 80% less. That is right, the total supply will only be 1 billion essence. That is huge. That is going to save years of burning the token. Let's talk Essence supply cap. Essence will be capped at a maximum supply of 1 billion tokens, with the majority of these tokens being mineable over time by landholders. Just in case you were wondering, that's you and that's me, and that's him and that's her. They also define what they call a symbiotic relationship. Each time an Essence token is mined, a smaller amount of Essence is unlocked in the R2 treasury, gradually providing access to funds the R2 team requires in order to build, scale, market, expand, and support such an ambitious project. I mean, of course, you can't expect them to do all this work for free, right? They're not just going to stay there at the office for 20 hours a day and then go out on the street and ask for food to feed their family the other 4. I mean, we got to be... Then we learned an amazing feature they have included in the contract, the Essence halving. Essence will be disinflationary, with halving events set to activate when the total mined and unlocked Essence reaches 500 million, 750 million, 875 million respectively. So those are halving events that happen each time we hit those numbers, and that means as the supply gets lower, the supply gets lower, the supply gets lower. Supply gets lower, becomes more valuable, just like Bitcoin, baby. Let's go. At each halving event, the ether spawn rate, or the mineable ether for each respective land tier type, will reduce by 50%. Like I just said. They also note that the ether to essence transformation rate will remain at 6.5%. So to summarize, the next section basically talks about how Web3 can be unpredictable, that they will be taking every step possible to keep the players safe, and that people should do their own research on transactions and wallets. The next bit we're going to quote as it seems a bit important and should have some attention given to it. To begin, players will be able to connect the MetaMask wallet to their Earth2 account. Guys, if you've never used MetaMask, there's like 1,000 tutorials on YouTube. Go ahead and familiarize yourself now. In order to connect this wallet, the player will need to have their 2FA activated on their Earth2 account, as they will need the authenticator code to complete the connection of their wallet. Anytime the player wishes to move their Essence tokens into their connected wallet, they will need to confirm using the correct 2FA code. So the token outflow works as so. To begin, all Essence tokens that appear in the player profile when logged into their Earth2 account will be stored in a default wallet for the ecosystem. During this wallet, players will be able to use them inside of Earth2 for a multitude of reasons without being subjected to gas transfer fees. So that's kind of cool. You're not getting those gas fees hit every time you want to do something. Security for this wallet will naturally be important. Therefore, it will be a multi-sig wallet, meaning multiple signatures are required before transfers are processed. Players will be able to lodge a request to transfer their Essence tokens to the wallet they have successfully linked to their Earth2 account using the 2FA authenticator. This request will be batched and reviewed by our accounting team to ensure that the player withdrawing the tokens has acquired them legitimately, and to perform other security spot checks in the best interest of the Earth2 players in the platform. This is where everybody gets a little, they're kind of scared they're not going to get their stuff in time. Guys, relax. Give their team time to work. I'm sure they're going to figure it out. Have faith. We do not see any KYC restrictions on this procedure just yet, but if a player is caught attempting to process illegitimate withdrawals, their account will be frozen and further actions will be taken. So you know what they say, do not cross go directly to jail, do not collect $200, you're out of here. The inflow, you just need to send it to your in-game wallet address, just like trading on any other games on a decentralized exchange or a centralized exchange. So the white paper goes on to say that it will be listed on the Uniswap DEX, and there is no official date, but aim for late this month or May. And here is where it gets a little controversial. Liquidity pool. Oh man, the jaws dropped when they read this next part of the page. Now, from here on out, I'm quoting. From a legal standpoint, and for a number of other reasons, Earth2 will not be providing a liquidity pool. Let me repeat that. From a legal standpoint, and for a number of other reasons, Earth2 will not be providing a liquidity pool. And the crowd loses their freaking minds. Let's get into it. Our focus as a project will be on what we always set out to achieve, building a geolocational metaverse, focusing our time and effort on building a sustainable metaverse platform, which we believe will have a positive organic on-flow effect to other aspects of the project over time. So basically, they're just trying to keep their eye on the prize here. They want to focus on the overall platform and not on the financial side of it. So of course, that set the community on fire, and once again we saw a divisive sword fall down the middle of the community. There are many in this group who feel like this was not the direction we were headed, and to their defense, the situation does present with some interesting challenges, such as the non-automation of releasing funds via the process of liquidating Essence, causing delays in a rapidly changing marketplace. However, the team has acknowledged this concern and promised there will be time to remove tokens prior to the launch, so that you could liquidate any assets that you see fit. That's all we want. Just a little warning, a little heads up. I want to know when to get ready to buy. That's all I'm saying. Now, I can say for us here at E2 in the Know, we are in this for the long haul and want to help build many businesses, entertainment venues, and ways for people to advance in their virtual industries. So we try not to express opinions that are not based on the factual evidence. We try to stay away from that on this channel. We want to stick mostly to facts. However, that said, allow me to play the devil's advocate here. When E2 started, it was not intended to be a crypto project exclusively, and this was supposed to be just an added feature to an already establishing ecosystem. An added bonus to having land as an early adopter, it was never supposed to be the one and only driving force behind the project. I mean, let's be honest, the world needs another token like it needs another fast food restaurant. However, the community, and I was part of that group, pushed hard and fast for crypto to be implemented. So we got Essence Token. We love the token, but we could have just as easily implemented a payment system on any other token. Instead, we have a team of people who are game developers and want to create something most people could not even imagine. Forced to now worry about being experts in finance and digital currency systems. I say, let's let the artist paint and leave the bankers next to the vault. We personally think that we should probably let this team do what it has always done, and that is adapt to deliver. There are other key features of the white paper, such as talking about how the token is also disinflationary, where many cases will present with the opportunity to burn the token, such as a 50% burn rate for land upgrades and broadcasting. What is broadcasting, you ask? Well, just in case you haven't heard yet, or you're new to E2, it is a mouthful, and let's go ahead and dissect it here. So what is broadcasting? Broadcasting is a concept in which ads are broadcasted to players waiting to join minigames or in-game experiences. This forms an integral part of our long-term vision in creating a self-sustaining metaverse which provides a direct, or at least indirect way of, benefiting those who take part in or spend time on the platform. Okay, so how does it work? Broadcasting introduces the very first utility for resource occurrence units. Players will be able to use their occurrence units to craft broadcasting devices inside the Mentor or the Seed to unlock the ability to broadcast ads to players who are waiting in the lobby before starting a minigame. The broadcaster types are as follows. Broadcasting devices will have different levels of efficiency, depending on the discovery tier level of the resource occurrence units used to craft the device. The higher the discovery tier level, the more efficient it is at broadcasting and the less essence required to power the device and to deliver the ads. That's actually pretty smart. So now we want to go over the power and the consumption. As with most objects inside Earth 2, broadcasting devices will need to be powered by an essence power cell in order to function. So just like the droids. Once fully powered, the broadcasting device will require an additional loaded essence at a set ratio depending on its level of efficiency. Essence is only consumed based on the fiat value profit being made on the ad delivered. So it's kind of like, pay what you weigh! For example, a D1 crafted broadcasting device might return a 25% bonus on consumption, meaning that if $1 worth of essence was consumed, at least $1.25 of ad revenue would have been generated, meaning the owner would have received $1.25 and a withdrawable credit. However, a D9 broadcasting device might generate 200% on the value of any essence consumed. Alright, so let's talk essence burn. 50% of all essence consumed during the broadcasting process will be burned, and 50% will be sent to the treasury. So again, making that supply smaller does what? Causes the price to go up. That's right. Burn, baby, burn. And then we need to cover the relationship. And no, I'm not talking about your significant other inviting you over for dinner with the parents. Landowners who utilize this service will require a specific type of relationship set up with Earth 2. Effectively, Earth 2 is hosting your 3D digital space and is providing you credits for the ad revenue generated on the inside of your space. So you create the content, you get people playing, you're making money. They also talk about the skins, the bazaar, the hollow buildings, all the things that most of us know very, very well. They also talked about something really cool, and that's how there are going to be the caps on the jewels, basically meaning that they won't go on forever, folks. So again, I'm quoting from the white paper here. To date, approximately 69,200,000 base level tier 1 jewels have been collected from player-owned properties. I know I got a couple of those myself. The total cap number of discoverable Tier 1 jewels will be capped at 150 million, with jewel detection and collection on player-owned properties will be capped at 125 million, and the remaining 25 million will be discoverable or earnable inside the R2 V1 platform. There's also going to be a cap on Tier 1 and 2 tiles. There will be a supply cap of 250 million T1 and T2 tiles, with 225 million being directly purchasable as new land and 25 million T2 tile positions reserved for T3 upgrades. So only 25 million tiles that are T3s are going to be able to become T2s. There will always be an unlimited supply for T3 tiles, so new players can always build in new areas and have an opportunity to attract uncollected ether. But remember, T3 tiles is super basic and there's not going to be a whole lot of building going on there. So personally, I would have loved to see some info on player contracts, as I'm going to have to hire somebody to manage my account soon. It's getting crazy. Most of the other stuff that was on there we already knew from being around since the beginning. However, I do urge you to give it a good read if you have not done so yet, just in case there's anything that you might not know about. Although I understand this is not the scenario some people envisioned, I believe the good far outweighs what some may consider a defect. The team has always had longevity and the bigger picture in mind, and seems to only be looking for the safest route to tackle until they can iron out the other details. Again, don't give a bunch of cooks bricks and expect them to build a house. There will always be people who feel misrepresented as developments are released, and we hope that eventually everyone finds there's something inside the platform. For us here at R2 in the Know, we will continue to develop our relationships, build our vision, and plan for the future. As always, we cannot wait to see you in the R2 metaverse. If you found this info useful, please feel free to like and subscribe. Or just come back later and leave a hate comment. Of course, I'm kidding about the hate comment.